Solomon Islands. You said, Tanya Plibersek said, Penny Wong said, the reason that we have the problem with the Solomon Islands at the moment is because we didn't talk Turkey with them about climate change. So having not talked Turkey about climate change, what do the Solomon Islands do? They sign a deal with the world's biggest emitter, China. So how can our negligent attitude towards climate change with the Solomon Islands force them into the arms of the world's biggest emitter? How does that work?
Well, the fact is that we've dropped the ball, Ray, on so many areas.
You said climate change, Anthony. How does climate change... Yes.
Ray, they say climate change.
No, you said.
They say in their statements when the Pacific, including Australia, have got together, guess what they have to say? They say consistently that climate change is the number one issue. And the government itself says, well, we can't compete with China when it comes to money. That's what I've heard government ministers say over the last couple of days. What we need to do is to show them some respect. Now, the Pacific leaders in the Declaration 2018 said this: we affirm that climate change remains the single greatest threat to the livelihood, security and well-being of the people of the Pacific and our commitment to progress the implementation of the Paris Agreement. Australia signed up to that declaration. Australia signed up to that. Our Pacific family, for them, they all remember that video footage of Peter Dutton and Scott Morrison warning about the boom mic, standing under it, making a joke about rising sea levels in the Pacific. Well, for them, it is a major threat. It is an absolute priority.
Anthony, you know
and
what?
That's just a fact.
Prime Minister Sogorare, he'll be driving around a Ferrari in some South American country in another 5 years because he's had his pockets lined by the Chinese. Now, I know you probably can't say that because Richard will be horrified. He won't be able to have yum cha with President Xi in the future. But that's what's happened. They've lined the pockets of the Solomon Islands Parliament with Sogavare, and off they trot with all the money. It's got bugger all to do with climate change. You know that. You know that.
It has to do with a whole range of issues. The point is that Australia has been the security partner of choice. And this has happened under our nose. And Scott Morrison hasn't bothered to pick up the phone to Prime Minister Sogavare. Hasn't picked up the phone.
He's too busy talking to President Xi.
No visits Prime Minister Morrison. Is that right?
No, I'm talking about Mr Sogavare. He's too interested in getting the money into the Swiss bank account somewhere.
Well,
I mean, fair dinkum.
The United States sent a really serious delegation to the Solomons, led by Kurt Campbell.
And what happened?
Who's the most
And what happened? They signed the deal with China because they're getting money off them. You could send Donald Trump
under our nose.
You could send Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin there if you wanted to. It wouldn't make one but a difference. They'd signed the deal because they're getting their pockets lined now.